Good morning. Today I'm going to walk and talk because I'm on an important pilgrimage. What's a pilgrimage? Well, that's a great question. I think of a pilgrimage as walking with a purpose, a sacred purpose. And what's sacred? Well, that's another really great question. I think of sacred as being connected to God. So pilgrimage is walking with a purpose that is connected to God. So what exactly is the purpose of this pilgrimage? Well, you are asking a lot of really great questions today. This pilgrimage is a reminder of an important event in our church's history. 35 years ago, when the United Churches from all across Canada were gathered at Laurentian University in Sudbury, Ontario, our national leader, and we call that the moderator, and at the time his name was Robert Smith. And he sat down with Indigenous elders and offered words of apology on behalf of the church. The apology happened because a very courageous elder by the name of Alberta Billy stood up to the church and told us that we needed to take responsibility for all the ways that we have hurt the Indigenous people over the years. And it's true. The church did some very hurtful things. I'm sure you've all heard of residential schools by now. Well, the United Church was responsible for some of those schools. And there were other ways, too, that the church disrespected the important wisdom, important teachings of Indigenous people. Because we thought our church had the right wisdom and teachings. And we ignored, we even shamed what Indigenous people had to offer. That is a very, very sad part of our history. But on that day, 35 years ago, an apology was offered, and we were told that words are not enough. We can't just say we're sorry. We have to work to make things better. We have to work to be sure that we never cause hurt. We never cause harm to anyone like that again. So that brings me to this pilgrimage. After the apology was made, a cairn was built. Now, cairn is like a memorial structure. And so one was built at Laurentian University where the apology was made. And the apology was put inside of it as a permanent reminder of our commitment to do better. And so this year, because it's the 35th anniversary of the apology, people are invited to go and visit that cairn. But because Sudbury's a long ways away, those of us who can't go to the cairn are asked to think of a place that is meaningful to us. Maybe a place where we go just to feel close to God. And then we're supposed to walk there instead. One of my sacred spots is right here in the river valley. When I'm here, especially early in the morning with my dog, I feel God. I really feel God. So we're supposed to read that apology and those words of response before we begin our pilgrimage, and to think about things that we can do to make that apology more than just words. Maybe we could learn more about the Indigenous people in our area and their history. And there's tons and tons and tons of websites and books and other resources to help us with that. Or maybe we could just do our best to be kind, to be open to all God's people, and to not let ourselves think racist thoughts, and definitely to not say racist things, and to not let others get away with being racist. That's what is called being anti-racist. So we can work at being the best anti-racist people we can be. So anyway, we walk to our special place thinking these very important things. Oh, right. And we are also invited to paint a rock and to take it with us and place it wherever we end up. Here's my rock. And so when we get there, we're supposed to pause for a moment to offer our rock and say a prayer of hope for a better future for everyone. So you might want to pray something like this. Creator God, in this holy place we remember all of the ways the church has hurt the Indigenous peoples and how we didn't respect their traditions, their culture, and their spiritual teachings. We are sorry that Indigenous people continue to be treated badly by so many. And we're sorry when we've been responsible for causing hurt too. Help us, God, to do better. We ask for your strength and guidance as we look for ways to build good relationships with our Indigenous relatives. Amen. Please don't forget that tomorrow is Indigenous Peoples Day. So take some time with your families to acknowledge the history and to celebrate the awesomeness that Indigenous people bring to our communities. And have a blessed week.